All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive that's, a little bit different.
Okay.
We're going to swap out like the, spreadsheets and algorithms for a trip to Vegas. But
Yeah.
hold on, we're not hitting the casinos.
Right.
We're using that Vegas energy, the spirit of Vegas to unpack some career advice
Okay.
and life lessons.
I like it.
So think of this as like a high-stakes game of self-improvement.
All right.
We're going to be exploring audio excerpts from How to Get a Job, Vegas style, risk equals benefit.
Okay.
And let me tell you, this book does not play it safe. We're talking like big bets,
No.
bold moves,
Wow.
and a whole lot of sparkle.
I'm intrigued already.
Vegas wasn't built on, certainty.
Right.
It was a gamble, right?
Yeah.
A vision in the middle of the desert.
Exactly. And that's where I think the author's point really hits home.
Yeah.
To achieve something extraordinary, in your career, you might have to embrace that same spirit, risk-taking.
And speaking of risk, did you know that nearly 50% of people in the U.S. have made a major career change at some point in their lives?
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of folks ditching plan A
Yeah,
and rolling the dice on something new.
it's true.
It kind of reminds me of what the author shares in the intro audio about his own life.
Okay.
He had it all planned out, then bam, everything changes right after his honeymoon.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a plot twist.
Yeah, it's a great example of how life rarely follows a straight line.
Right.
And sometimes those unexpected detours can actually lead us to opportunities we never would have imagined.
Yeah.
Think about Vegas. It constantly reinvents itself to stay relevant. Like, remember when residency shows became a thing?
Oh, yeah.
It was a total gamble, but it paid off massively.
Huge.
Attracted a whole new demographic.
It's like they took a page out of the city's playbook.
Exactly.
They saw a chance to shake things up and went all in.
I love that.
Now, that doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind
Right?
and making reckless decisions.
Of course not.
It's more about calculated risks.
Yes.
About recognizing when it's time to step outside your comfort zone and bet on yourself.
Exactly. It's about having that entrepreneurial spirit,
Yeah.
that willingness to try new things and adapt to a changing landscape.
Right.
Just like those visionaries who saw potential in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
We have to trust our instincts and be open to new possibilities.
So what do you think, listener? Have you ever felt that pull to break free from the expected and chase after something that truly excites you?
That's a good question.
Maybe you've already taken a leap of faith in your career, or perhaps you're contemplating a change right now.
It happens.
Whatever your situation is, I think the author's message really resonates.
Yeah.
We all have something special to offer.
We do.
It's about discovering those unique talents and finding ways to leverage them in our careers.
That's it.
And that brings us to the song he wrote.
Oh, wow.
Something special. It's not just a catchy tune, it's a whole philosophy woven into lyrics. And there's this one line that really got me thinking.
Okay.
On the elevator of life, trying to find your floor, but there's no door.
It's such a powerful image.
I know, right?
It's like he's saying that sometimes the journey itself is the destination.
Yeah.
We're constantly evolving, growing, searching for that next level. But maybe it's not about reaching a fixed point, but rather embracing the continuous exploration and learning along the way.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that.
Me too.
It's like, what if we're not supposed to find a specific floor, but instead create our own space, our own path?
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And it ties back to that idea of reinvention. Just as Vegas constantly adapts and evolves, we have to be willing to learn new skills.
Yeah.
Explore different paths, and maybe even create our own opportunities.
That's a great point. It's funny because we often talk about finding that dream job or reaching a specific career milestone.
Yeah.
But what if it's less about the destination and more about that journey of, continuous learning and growth?
I think that's a really insightful observation.
Yeah.
The traditional idea of like climbing the corporate ladder or finding that one perfect role might not resonate with everyone.
It might not.
Maybe it's more about crafting a career that aligns, with your evolving interests and values.
Yeah.
Even if it means taking unconventional routes or forging your own path.
It's like the author is giving us permission to rewrite the rules of the game.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for that door to magically appear
Right.
on the elevator of life,
Exactly.
we can create our own opportunities and build something unique.
I love that.
Absolutely. And I think that's where the author's personal story really comes into play. He faced a major setback when his initial plan fell apart.
Yeah.
But instead of giving up,
Right.
he used it as a springboard to reinvent himself.
That's so important. And it's something that I think a lot of people can relate to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, we've all experienced those moments where things don't go as planned.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a job loss, project failure,
Right.
or, you know, simply realizing that we're no longer passionate about the path we're on.
You just kind of wake up one day and you're like, wait a minute.
Exactly. And those setbacks can be incredibly disorienting.
They can be rough.
But they can also be, you know, really powerful catalysts for growth.
Okay.
The author's story reminds us that it's okay to deviate from the script, to embrace the unexpected, and to use those challenges as opportunities to discover new strengths and passions.
It's like those times when you're lost in a new city and you stumble upon a hidden gem that you never would have found if you'd stuck to the, you know, planned route.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Sometimes getting off track can lead to the most amazing discoveries.
Absolutely. And those discoveries often involve tapping into our something special, those unique skills and talents that set us apart.
Right.
It's about recognizing what we bring to the table and finding ways to leverage those strengths in our careers.
You know, it doesn't always have to be about grand gestures.
Okay.
Or like radical career changes.
Right.
Sometimes it's about finding those small ways to incorporate our passions into our current roles, or maybe exploring, you know, side projects that allow us to, you know, express our creativity and learn new things.
I think it's important to remember that career growth,
Yeah.
it isn't always linear.
It really isn't.
It can be a series of twists and turns,
Absolutely.
side steps, and even temporary retreats.
It's more like navigating a jungle gym
Yes.
than climbing a ladder.
That's a great way to put it.
We can move in different directions,
Yeah.
explore various levels,
Right.
and even swing back to a previous point if we need to reassess or adjust our course.
It's all part of the process.
It is, and just like in a jungle gym, there are multiple ways to reach the top, or in this case, to achieve our career goals.
It's about finding a path that feels authentic and fulfilling.
Exactly.
Even if it doesn't look like the traditional route.
I agree with you 100%.
And you know, it's not just about individual ambition.
Right.
The author also touches on the importance of human connection
Okay.
and using our something special to make a positive impact on others.
I think that's a really crucial point.
Yeah.
Career success isn't just about personal achievement.
Right.
It's about contributing our talents and energy to something larger than ourselves.
Yeah.
It's about finding ways to make a meaningful difference in the world,
Absolutely.
whether through our work, our relationships, or our involvement in our communities.
And you know what's really cool?
What's that?
The author actually goes beyond the typical career advice and weaves in this beautiful message about love and cherishing the people in our lives.
I love that he brings that element into the conversation. It's a reminder that our careers are just one facet of our lives. And ultimately, it's the connections we forge and the love we share that truly enrich our journey.
It's like he's saying, hey, while you're busy chasing your dreams and taking risks, don't forget to appreciate the people who are cheering you on and sharing those moments with you.
And speaking of celebrating those special moments, remember that surreal image the author paints at the end of the excerpt?
I do.
Dolphins singing along to the DJ's music in Vegas.
What?
I know it might seem a bit out there,
Yeah.
but I think it beautifully captures that sense of joy and wonder that comes from embracing life's unexpected moments.
Like those moments when you're just like, is this really happening?
Exactly.
It's like he's saying, hey, life is a crazy, unpredictable ride. And sometimes the most magical experiences happen when we least expect them. So open yourself up to the possibilities and don't be afraid to let loose and have some fun along the way.
I love that.
Yeah, it's like that feeling you get, you know, when you're watching a show in Vegas and suddenly something totally unexpected happens. It could be like a surprise guest, a dazzling stunt, or even just a moment of like pure, unadulterated fun.
Right.
That makes you realize you're experiencing something truly special.
Yeah, and that feeling, that sense of awe and excitement
Yeah.
is something we can cultivate in our own lives and careers.
How do we do that?
Well, it's about approaching each day with a sense of curiosity and openness, being willing to step outside our comfort zones, and embracing the unknown with a playful and adventurous spirit.
So as we wrap up our Vegas-inspired deep dive, let's bring it back to you, the listener.
Okay.
What are some of the key takeaways that really resonated with you today?
Well, for me, it's the reminder that we all have something special to offer.
Yeah.
You know, it's about recognizing our unique talents and finding ways to use them to make a meaningful impact, whether in our careers, our relationships, or our communities.
And I think the author's emphasis on risk-taking is so crucial.
I agree.
It's not about being reckless, but rather about embracing calculated risks and being willing to bet on ourselves when we see an opportunity that aligns with, our passions and values.
And remember just the ever-evolving Vegas trip.
Yeah.
Your career journey might have unexpected twists and turns.
It probably will.
Embrace the detours, the setbacks, even the failures, and use them as fuel to propel you forward.
What's so cool is that we're not just talking about climbing some metaphorical ladder.
Right.
We're talking about creating our own path.
Exactly.
Discovering our own floor, even if there isn't a traditional door to get there.
I love that.
It's about rewriting the rules of the game and approaching our careers with a sense of creativity, adaptability, and a willingness to try new things.
You got it.
Just like Vegas constantly reinvents itself to stay relevant, we have to be open to evolving and adapting along the way.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So here's a final thought for you to ponder as you head back out into the world.
Right.
What's your something special?
Yeah, what is it?
What unique talents and passions are you bringing to the table?
Good question.
And how can you embrace that risk equals benefit mindset to level up your career or life?
Remember, don't be afraid to gamble on yourself.
Yeah.
You might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving.
Good luck out there.
Best of luck.
And remember, what happens in the deep dive stays in the deep dive.
It does.
Unless it inspires you to take action.